All right, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to more Black Desert. So, today we're going to be doing an hour at Hex Sanctuary because we are getting closer to the new region coming out and we need more crystallized despairs. So I figured, hey, might as well do it and show you guys a little bit as well. Before we start, I want to say that I am a Dark Knight and I cannot pull the same numbers as everyone else. But I'm gonna do my best and just show you like what I can do. Let me just make sure everything is on. There's a lot of buttons that a lot of things I have to like think about before activating. Might as well just turn this one on now. We're going to enter. We're gonna do our Marnie Realm Hour just so we can do an hour in peace. Let's see. This is on. Pop. This thingy, one of these, scrolls on, pet on agile. We actually have 100% buff going on as well. That thingy. I still feel like I'm missing so many buffs that I have like, no idea. Either way, I'll probably remember what I'm missing like 10 minutes down the line. Got the tent buff. I actually don't think we need a... I know we could have used the villa and 50%, but we have 100% going on right now, so I'm like 280. Oh yeah, we have this thingy from the pearl shop. They were selling it for silver, so everyone can buy it for like 614. Okay, so let me turn my loot on. My bar still looks like I'm missing something, but I don't know. But yeah, I made a video the other day talking about what items you guys can prepare for in advance, and crystallized despairs are one of the things where if you want to, you can start farming those early. And if you're looking for the dance gloves, which is, it's kind of an end game item, so if you're like a newer player, don't worry about it too much. Just get it whenever you're actually at that spot. But for me, I want to try to get it on day one, and I've been saving up crons for like the past 6 months and ordering costumes off the market, so hopefully we can get ours to Tet. But at least on day one, my goal is to at least try to get the gloves, or at least the first week if it requires extra materials that I'm not fully aware of. I've been trying to avoid watching the Korean streamers because they have it already, but the other regions don't. What's my loot buff at? 292. And it's good enough. No need to. I could go 300, but don't actually care. Woo! Crystallized despair. Another 40 mil I won't have to spend. And so I talked about in that video, like, what I think the prices are going to be for the crystallized despairs. I know a lot of people are just gonna want to bypass a lot of this stuff. And so all you have to do is buy like 250 crystallized despairs and then melt it. I think that's how it works. At least the guides that I read said. Ooh, another one. So yeah, we have 200 of them so far. Well, 202 now. Actually, to be honest, I don't even know what what's considered good trash loot an hour here, like 25k if you're using a yellow scroll. You know what's funny is I've actually died here to like really dumb things. I've actually had a few disconnects as well here and just like rip my billion silver crystals because of lag. Yeah, but yeah, unlike other classes where I've seen like Woosas just hard burst everything down, I just don't think DKs can do that. Nice, another crystallized despair. I think my average of crystallized despairs per hour is probably like 10 to 15. Some days I've had really bad hours where I got like 4 or 5 of them, but I think the average is between 10 to 12. And then my high hour is like 20. I should have actually grinded remember when Sonals was mega busted and people were just farming elites and getting like 30 an hour? I never really did that because I think that was when something else came out. Like, I don't remember what, but it was definitely a time I wasn't really playing too much. Oh, dang. Dude, I wish the Scorching Sun Shards actually had more use. Because right now it's only for God Eye stuff, I believe. And, like, even with God Eye, I don't know how worth it actually is. Like, I don't think it's completely a terrible idea to do God Eye, but, like, after a certain point it is. For example, going up to try is probably okay, but like if you're just trying to slam for Tet and Pen, that's when things become more of like a gray area of is it actually worth it. And I guess I don't know if you actually calculate the value of everything you're doing, maybe, and working on averages. More crystallized despairs, please. I would like to be done with mine as soon as possible. Because, like, here's the thing. I can grind Hex, and that's not a problem. But, man, it's really just out in the middle of nowhere that I don't like being there. Is it just me? But I like grinding in spots, like, closer to towns. For example, Elvia Oryx is, like, right there. But that's why I also don't really enjoy grinding Histria, even though I spent like more hours at Histria than probably any other grind spot in my BDO career. But that's just because, like, I have to. But yeah, I just like grinding spots closer to towns. And this ain't it. You get those double unstables. Those are kind of scary, and you get bursted. I've seen people with like really high DP go from like 100 to 0. I know I could just block through that explosion from the skeletons and dogs, but I just like getting it out of it. With this game, you never trust lag. You know, actually, that's something, let's talk about it. So, in every game, there's lag. That's not even just a game issue, it's just lag, it's there. But for this game, you know how, like, people say FPS equals DPS, and it's like half a meme, but like unironically half true as well? Yeah, this is one of those games that's just like so questionably coded, where like the higher your FPS is literally like to perform a lot better. Whereas in other games like FPS it's still relevant, but not as compared to BDO. I don't know how to explain it properly, but like anyone who's played this game for a while probably understands what I'm talking about. And so like I guess examples we can use are when you watch other streamers like in like Node Wars or Sieges, and like all of them are playing on the lowest settings even though they have like a $5,000 computer or something, and like everything, you're just like, huh, why did they do that? And it really is just because this game poorly coded. Also, this one spot right here, you know how it just changes colors like depending on the little location? Every time it flashes a different color, like blue to green and everything, I think like I'm getting hit by like an ogre or something like that's about to spawn. So yeah, I wish they moved that little like invisible wall that tells you when things are happening. Also, I actually haven't grinded here much since they made the change again where black stars are best in slot again. Remember when people used to use the green offhands? Yeah, I made a video of that and got like, I don't know, a pretty decent amount, but now that black stars are best in slot again and we're using it, I also know that I'm not doing everything super optimally. Like I have defensive crystals on or defensive artifacts. And I'm not like full glass cannon damage, but that's also because this spot is kind of scary. Anywhere else I would just go full damage. What happened to my crystals? I got 4 of them and they just stopped. Feels bad. Okay, be careful of this one. We got Howling Dead and Unstable Soul. If you get like hit by a lot of those, you just go from 100 to 0. Be careful about those. Like, yeah, this kind of hurt. Oh my god, dude, get me out. Get me off this ride. I don't want more massive pure magics. I don't even enhance black stars that much. Oh god, another unstable. Explodey dogs. Also, I don't know, when you see other people grinding and making a video and they're like, oh, I got like 40,000 loot an hour here, and then like the first 2 minutes they got one of those Giga Gourds, and then the video is only like 30 minutes long and they just doubled it. Yeah, we all know what I'm talking about. You've seen those videos that are like 30 minutes long and they just double the loot, and it's like it doesn't actually work like that in a real situation. Because like I very rarely hit 2 of them on a perfect spawn. Like if you were to get one in the first 2 minutes or so, and then multiplied it, then yeah, I'm sure I could. But I usually only get maybe like 1 Giga Gourd or something, where the 10-minute buff or 5-minute whatever per hour. Well, I'll get more of them, but you can only get 1 per 30 minutes. Yeah. Give me more crystallized despairs, not massive pure magics. You know, I remember when I was doing an enhancing video, someone commented, it was like, oh, massive pure magics are worth so much. I'm like, and then I asked them, what formula are you using to calculate the cost of massive pure magics in current day prices versus, oh, you're just going off like Nightbender, which most of the time, if you get them off the Nightbender, it's not worth it. But, and then they never got back to me. So yeah, I just, one of those things where I don't value massive pure magics at like 50 mil like some other people do. Unless I think like you're biohack or one of those people that enhance all day, every day. Chances are you probably have thousands of those left over and you don't value them any highly. And plus, one of those other things is massive pure magics have no value unless you turn it into an item. Like obviously Black Star. And then sell it. Otherwise, like if you could just sell them on the market, I would love that because I have like 2,000 of them. I would love to just give them to real enhancers. Some days I get like, oh yeah, also I think a lot of people who grind Hex can probably agree with me on this, but the Hex Marie boss needs to like get a buff in terms of loot. Because I don't think I've ever gotten anything like notable. And you know how Hex is supposed to drop disto earrings? I don't think I've ever gotten a disto from Hex. Is it supposed to be like one every 20 hours or something? Because that's not good. Granted, like if they didn't have it, it'd also be fine. Watch this. Okay, cool. We were just talking about it. Hex Marie boss. There's probably not going to be a crystallized despair compared to every other boss that drops it. I'm probably not going to get a disto. It's going to give me like one of those purple crystal thingies and like black stones. I think the best way to DPS her down is when she summons those like explodey flashy red ones and you just kind of like stack them on top, or you just, you know, do more damage. That also works. Yep, you saw the loot right there. Actual trash. Just take out all of that and put like one crystallized despair in, and I guarantee you people would be happy. Also, my favorite one is also the Giga Gourd of the bosses, because that one's like the easiest to kill. And I feel like I'm killing bosses wrong, like Cyclops and Ogre. Are they supposed to be like mega tanky, or am I just like DPSing it wrong? Yay, I got one, and it wasn't even from a boss. Five crystallized despairs in 20 minutes. Not bad. Count that at like... Well, actually, we'll count the totals at the end so you guys can see how much we made here. I wish I could burst things down as fast as Zerkers can. Boosters and Magus are actually really strong in PvE and kind of PvP too, but I mean, make some more uses for those corrupted breaths because they sit at minimum price and there's like 500,000 of them on the market. Pearl Abyss, take notes. I actually played the game, so I know like a lot of items that, you know, need to be increased price on the market, and some that probably either need more uses of for it to be like have any value. And I guess the number one thing literally everyone can talk about is the Garmoth heart. Oh boy. I think that item right now, it's what, 9.5 billion? I think 30 billion for it. I think people would still be okay with 30 billion. Like, yeah, that's a lot, but by the time you need it, 30 billion is not like a huge stretch to get some big stats. Hold on, let me focus. I got 2 unstable souls. If I get bursted by that, I'm just dead. But yeah, even Vel's heart got a buff, and people are still like ordering it, and there's a lot of orders on it. Not as many as Garmoth's, obviously, but that would actually just fix the problem. Higher drop rate, make it more expensive, and I've talked about that in other videos on how I would do it, and a lot of people actually agreed with me. So I guess if you're new and haven't heard of it, my suggestion, aside from raising the price and obviously making it a higher drop rate, is have a guild Garmoth scroll the same way they have guild scrolls for a lot of other things. And the reasoning is because Garmoth only spawns like 3 times a week, I think, and obviously that is restrictive based on like, if are you working, like do you even have time to go to it? And if you don't have time to go to it, sometimes it spawns at like midnight, and that's dumb, or like 10 o'clock Eastern, which is kind of late, I guess. So some people literally just have to rely on the market and hope they get lucky, which is not a good thing. So I think having a guild scroll would be overall good. That way people can actually go to it, whether the thing actually drops, it would like more or less help the economy. Especially, now here's the thing. I think Garmoths are a pretty good item, but they also, you need more than one of them. Like you need one in your awakening, then maybe like a Kuda maneuver, and then there's a lot of other stuff as well. That was 11,000 trash right there. But yeah, let's see, how many do I have? I have 3 of them. I have one on my Awakening, one on my Black Star offhand, and one on my Nuber. And so if you're like a PvEer only, then you probably only need 2 of them. But if you're a PvE or PvP and PvE, you need 3. And if you're a Shy, you probably need 4 of them because Soul doesn't transfer over in a tag, which is actually pretty dumb. And if you're an Archer, I don't even think you need one. Well, yeah, you need one. You just don't need 3 of them. Wait, hold on. What's Archer has? I know they don't have Succession and Awakening. They just have They have Succession, right? But not Awakening. I think Archer's actually like my weakest class. Like I don't know too much about them except how to fight them in PvP. Holy, I thought I was dead there. Well, that's nice. A Pearl Abyss. Can you give me a Giga Gourd real quick so I can get a 10-minute buff? That would be nice, thank you. Dusty Pottery. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I read the patch notes this week to the point where I know what that does. I should probably go look at that. I know what buff I'm missing. I'm missing my horse buff. Rip. That's fine. It's only 5 AP. I knew I would remember it like 20 minutes later. Ooh, I think I ate that one. The only goal for me is getting like 10 crystallized despairs an hour. That means I meet my average and I'm one step closer. Man, when can I get a Giga Gourd? I've had hours where I've gotten like 6 of them. And then there's also been hours where I just you know, 0 to 1. I feel like I could just definitely do this pull a lot better, but it just like comes with practice. I wish you can convert the Scorching Sun Shards into Crystallized Despairs. It'd have to be like at what? I don't know. Obviously, it wouldn't just be 1-to-1. It'd be like maybe 20 to 1. And I would still do it. Oh boy, another skill point. 603 over the cap. One game. Bro, it's still going. Oh, we got it. Cyclops. No, Giga Gourd. Let's go. Believe it or not, the trash leads from these Spectre minions, the shadows, are actually kind of worth a lot. Which is good. And it's like a guaranteed crystallized despair from the boss. Yeah, so like make Hex Marie drop a guaranteed crystallized despair. I would love that. I still need knowledge on the boss. Maybe one day. Red? But yeah, you see how I got my first buff like 30 minutes into the grind? People just duplicate that in 30-minute videos and just like, no, it doesn't actually work like that. I'm gonna just go burst this one down. I wish I could do normal. That was like my normal damage to this. Are you? Oh my god. Feel like I'm gonna disconnect or something, or just like hard lag me out. Oh, a Cyclops. Well, I had 3 minutes or 2 minutes on my buff, but I guess I'm gonna spend that 2 minutes killing the Cyclops. Guess I'll die. I think I need someone to watch me do this and just tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like, look at its health bar. I've seen people burst this down so quickly, and they're not even on the damage buff either. I wonder if it's just because Dark Knight's not good, or am I supposed to like hit like a weak point or something that I'm not seeing? What I know is you don't eat that one. Like, I just 100'd that, and that did like 2% damage. Like, oh my goodness. What am I doing? I'm literally like unloading all my heavy damage abilities, and it feels like it's not doing anything. The only reason why we do that is because it guarantees a crystallized despair that we just got. I love those. But yeah, we had like 3 minutes on our buff. Now we don't. But it's okay. I'm not concerned. I value a crystallized despair more than this 5-minute buff. "15 seconds on it." Where are we at? Ooh, 10 crystallized. Now my only goal after this is just to not die and lose to Rebellious Crystal, and that one's like $1.5 billion. I'm just like, oh god, I gotta buy a new one. I really think they should rework the whole crystal system nowadays. Like, back in the day, losing a crystal on death when crystals were only like 20 mil each was no big deal. Now, sometimes if you get super unlucky, you could lose like 3 billion crystals, which is like actually makes you sad. That was a weird pull because I killed the big one that would have exploded on them and then done more damage. Yeah, I think this is probably my worst pull. I'm not like 100% confident on how to do. You know, I actually haven't done a field boss in like 2 years. I should probably do those again. Maybe they're actually worth something. Also, you know those HP artifacts that were really hard to get back in the day? I wish they gave more than 50 HP. Or is this 75? I think it's 50. I have a few of them. Oh, let me go look it up. Yeah, okay, they're 75. Either way, I think they should be like 150 each to make it worth it. Because all damage reduction or like literally monster damage is so much more worth or accuracy. Literally anything but 75 HP. Like if you're a PvPer using it, you would use, well, I guess obviously damage is the way to go. But if you were like a defensive PvPer, I think you would use like all evasion or all DR. Instead of HP anyway. So just like double those numbers times 2, and that's what I think it should be worth. The crystallize despair. This is a pretty good hour. We're on like average pace, assuming I get like no more for the next 15 minutes or so, then I could say I did average. Dusty pottery. Yeah, after this hour, after I finish recording, I'm gonna go read those patch notes and see if like what they actually do. Who do we turn them into? The only NPC I could think of that does pottery stuff is the one in Duvenkroon. And even then, that like, no one would know that unless you've done the Duvenkroon quest line and paid attention to it. But they would put one down there. It's probably in like normal zone, like Idle, Velia. $13 yellow rocks this hour. Ooh. One more Gigagord. No more Cyclops and Ogres. Those actually take up so much time. It is worth it to do, but I hate doing it, to be honest. Also, if you don't do it, they'll just kill you because everything hurts here. I like going to the next one, letting them populate. Like, they all have to take time to spawn a little bit. So let that cook for a minute while I kill the next pack and then come back. So how much trash loot do people get with only like one of those boss buffs? Ooh, gotta be careful. There's Howling Dead and Unstable Soul up. Despair one more time. Let's see. Can I pull those things down there? Red is bad. You know, it looks like I'm doing a lot of camera turning, and that's because I am. And then when you watch like a Wusa player do this, they're just like 3 buttons and just like they don't even turn their camera that much. Man. I don't think classes should get nerfed in games. I think classes should get buffed to the point where they can, at least in PvE, compete with each other. So, I've played a lot of MMOs, and here's like my take on a lot of things. I don't think, well, unless it's like obviously beyond broken and that's it, then nerfs are in play. But like, I think other classes should just be brought up to speed with the same classes that are a little overtuned. And in PvE, for example, since like obviously that's not against players, I think that within like a 3 to 5% range of like competitiveness is always good. That way, obviously, skilled players will always like outdo new players. But in PvP, like, there are classes like Zerker, for example, that are just straight up better than other classes. Like, and even something that we already know is, you know how like Strikers and Mystics, they don't take as much magic damage. And so that's literally a disadvantage. Like, what do DKs have actually that are unique? So obviously we know witches and wizards are going to get the mass teleport next week, and they have like PA, protected area, and all those heals. That's what's unique to them. Strikers and mystics have like more defenses against magic characters. That's huge. Zerkers are just kind of broken. They have like everything. Ninjas literally go invisible. That's cool. I'm just trying to figure out, what do Dark Knights have? They have a little bit of mobility, but like, even if we count mobility as a huge factor, you still can't outchase like Musas, which is nuts. Like, DKs are just glass cannons. And then even then, our damage isn't even like top of the line for the amount of damage we take. When I fight strikers, I feel like I do nothing. However, with that said, I would rather fight a striker over a mystic like 10 out of 10 times. Zorks have infinite iframes. Usa's AoEs are bigger than DK's and do more damage. Megu can literally make a clone that confuses people. That's wild, actually. That was a big controversial topic when it first came out. Like, people were complaining they wanted that to be nerfed. And I don't think that really does, like, I think it deserve to be toned down, because literally it's like, you can't differentiate the thing. I think if they made the clone like a slightly different or more obvious Hell, then I think it'd be fine. I don't think they should like nerf cooldowns or anything, or I don't know. I think they should just like visually change effects. That's a skill improvement. At least that was my experience fighting them. Like, I got confused when fighting the clones, which obviously is the point. But I didn't think it was annoying enough to use. Like, oh, people are like, I want that skill out of the game. I'm like, nah, I think that's unique. I like that. Wait, you know, now that I think of it, the only thing DK has is nice costumes on the market. And even then, like, I actually really like Valkyrie and Lawn outfits. Those are really good. I even like Striker ones too. Striker has nice ones. Warrior has pretty good outfits. Let's see, what are my favorites? Sork. Lawn is probably number one. DKs have a really good selection. I think Rangers have some good ones too. Dang, I saw a yellow thing in my inventory and I was like, wait, Crystallized Despair? No, it's just an intricately patterned. But at the end of the day, even if Dark Knights kind of suck, they have nice outfits. And I really enjoy playing DK. It's like, I've been playing it for multiple years through the ups and downs. I know what it's like when they were like literally considered the worst class in the game, and then they got like a huge buff and then they were actually really good. That was my favorite part of the time zone, when they were actually good. And then now I think DKs are just okay. I guess, like, they don't excel at anything, but they're not like the worst at anything. They're just balanced, which is, I guess, what we want for all the classes. I think the one unique skill that Dark Knights actually have is Nocturne. That's about it. And like, it's unique because it's a directional ability. You go invisible and then you can pick what you want to do after that. If you want to go behind them and float, or just want to do other things or combo it in with everything for more damage. It's like, that's the one unique thing, but it's also kind of difficult to use in the moment. Like, yeah, it's easy to learn, but that's it. Wait, did those respawn already? What the heck? Oh no, I just had another wave. Only like 5 minutes left in the Marnie realm, so pop anything wild. Oh, we get like one more crystallized despair. Just make it a nice 15 at the end of the day. I don't want any more corrupted breath. Stop it. Give me something else. However, you do get a lot of black stones here. Like, I got almost 500 total. Woo, 15. Not my best hour, but it's a pretty good hour. But yeah, we have 1 week left until the new region. Well, actually, 6 days. We get it next week. Nice, another one. And so I need a total of 250. And if I can't get them all on day one, like, it's not really a big deal. I have enough to straight up buy any leftovers. But I think if I just do an hour a day of grinding, then I should be able to make it pretty easily. After this, we'll go back to town and calculate our totals for everything. Oh, I ate that one. I don't know if I have enough time to get another pack in. I gotta be real quick. I'm probably just gonna get sent out. All right, cool. Let's go back to Calpheon and then we'll calculate our numbers. Okay, let's see. So, if we calculate 16 of these at current price, that is like 700 mil. Then another 500 of these, 500 stones. Probably like another 150, so 850 from those. And then we'll calculate trash and everything, all the extras. Ooh, these are actually kind of expensive. What the heck? Got 30 of those. So like 800 mil from the random stuff in our inventory. And 30k trash loot plus 1500. That's kind of good. We made like 1.6 billion an hour. That's awesome. I'll take it. All right, well, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more cool stuff. Peace.